Ask Tony 500 subscriber special. Let's go! Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, Bambino. Don't know what that is. I never know what to do with my hands. You know, I've been going for over a year now. Should I just leave them there? You'd think I'd know what to do with my hands by now, wouldn't you? So, yeah, this is going to be my Ask Tony 500 subscriber special. No, I'm not going to leave my hands. I'll leave them like that, shall I? No, sorry. Yeah, so thanks for the 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. You know, I don't do it for the subscribers, but it's nice to celebrate the milestones as we go, you know, as we go on this YouTube journey. Yeah, so I thank you very much to everyone that's subscribed. If you haven't already, please look in at that subscribe button for me. I've been asked 13 questions. Got my notes. Always take it seriously. So shout out to and thank you to Pazman90, Retro Red Steve, The Angry Moose, Pazman90 again, David Hodges, and Ricky Jones. Yeah, that is a total of 13 questions. So some of you guys have asked me more than one question. But one of the questions, they're all really good questions, I gotta be honest. You guys are very good at asking me questions. And they're up there with my favourite videos to make. But someone's asked me, what's my favourite YouTube video I've made? So we'll get to that. But one of the questions is so good, I thought I'll do a video on it. This video will go on for too long otherwise. But we'll get to that, okay? Right then. Let's get stuck into it, shall we? I really need to find my glasses as well. Oh, so two things. I'm blind as a bat, so I need, because I'm old, I might be like reading. And I'm still got like, still eating these sweets. I'm sitting here trying to suck my sweet before the start of the video, but I'm just going to, I won't put any more in. But my sore throat, so update on my health. Still a bit of a sore throat, but it's coming down now. It's been more of a chest infection. I was coughing my guts up last night. It's my last day off as well. I didn't take my sleeping tablets last night either, so I was up early. Feel great in the mornings when I'm not on medication. I maybe should have spoke to my doctor first, but yeah, I'm not taking my sleeping tablets. And second day in a row, I'm out the house 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm really productive in the morning, like I used to be back in my swimming days, let's say. Okay then, let's get into it, shall we? So, question number 1, Pazman90. Top 3 characters you were looking to play first in Street Fighter 6. What a good question. I've already played Luke. And I've already played Ryu on the demo. Ryu is probably, I think I did a video on it before. He's my main. I normally haven't got one main in Street Fighter. I normally got 2 or 3. But Ryu's always, every single Street Fighter game, from Street Fighter 1, Ryu has been in my top 3. So he is one of my mains. And if I ever enter a Street Fighter tournament, I would pick either Akuma or Ryu would be a safe bet. Whenever I'm playing the crossover games, Ryu's always, or Akuma is in my is one of my selections. So, not including Luke or Ryu. Luke's okay. I'm never gonna main Luke. I don't think so anyway. So, number 1 is Juri-Han. I love everything about her advert. She's fantastic in Street Fighter 4. That's the first game. That's when we were introduced to her. She's amazing in Street Fighter 5. But in Street Fighter 6, she looks even better. And I love in the advert the release character trailer for her, they did a nod to Akira on the motorbike, and something about her sport is like, oh my god, that's Akira. That's another classic. Shout out Ricky Jones. That scene. Whenever someone thinks of Akira, or whenever I think of Akira, that's the scene I think of. And yeah, she does. They do a nod to that. She's doing that on her motorbike, and I was like, speaking to me, there's something about her. I love her story. Sorry, I'll try to crunch the thing as we go, right? So number 1 is Juri. I nearly said Akira. Number 2, he looks cool. He's a new character. Jamie. I think he's going to be a really cool character. He's like, I think in single player story mode, he's one of the ones that takes you under his wing kind of thing, along with Luke. So they are pushing these new characters. But the gameplay that I've seen of him, he looks really cool. I like the character design. He looks so different. So whoever's coming up with these new characters in Capcom, give them a raise. I think you've nailed it, guys. And number 3 is Chun-Li. Looks really good. She's not the best she's looked. Where Juri Han, for example, is, in my opinion, for what I've seen, like I just said, she's the best she's ever looked. I think Chun-Li's probably Street Fighter 4 or Alpha series maybe is at her peak, in my opinion. Yeah, but there's something about her. Again, I just love. I'm excited rather to see how Chun-Li plays in that game. Good question. Thank you, Pazzaman90. Question number 2, Pazzaman90. What are your thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat? Will you pre-order the special edition version? Kind of answered the second half of that question. So I've already pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it Saturday. I went to check on my Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition, and when the guy in the shop said what I was going to do, I was checking on Street Fighter 6, made sure that's my priority of the year. I was checking on that, and he confirmed it was right. And what I was going to do was, on the day I go in to pick Street Fighter 6 up, just to confirm everything runs smooth, then I was going to pre-order Mortal Kombat. But after chatting to the guy, and when he said basically it's £10 to pre-order it, it's $239.99. And when he said, oh, you'll get it early, like, I think it's coming out 19th of September. What's that? I think it's a Tuesday or it's not like a Friday like Street Fighter 6, but I'll get it like the Thursday or the Wednesday before. I was like, yeah, let's fucking pre-order it now. I'm not the only person in the town as well. I'm the second person to pre-order Mortal Kombat, he was telling me, but I'm the only person that's pre-ordered the Mad Gear box for Street Fighter 6. So people in the town have got the money to spend it, but they're obviously more Mortal Kombat fans than Street Fighter fans, But yeah, the first half of the question, what are your thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat? We haven't got a lot of information. The most exciting thing is Jean-Claude Van Damme is going to be the skin in Johnny Cage, obviously. So if you didn't know the history of Mortal Kombat, it was a video game. They wanted to make a video game around Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of thing, and it fell through. Then Van Damme played Guile in Street Fighter, so it's kind of come full circle. God knows how much they pay in Van Damme. I don't know if he's skint or something, I don't know, but I was very excited. I thought that's a really cool, that's a nice touch, that is. I love all the character skins, like what's his name? Was Christopher Lambert in Mortal Kombat 11 in Raiden. I got that skin, so that's the default whenever I play as Raiden. Is Christopher Lambert. I'm a big fan of Christopher Lambert. Yeah, so the trailer then, starts off really slow, very cinematic. I was like very impressed with the graphics, but it's more cutscenes. Now, Mortal Kombat 10 had a fantastic story, I thought, but Mortal Kombat 11 is one of the best stories, and not just fighting game stories, the cinematics and everything. It's one of the best story games I've ever played, okay? It's miles better than all the movies put together, even the animated movies. That's a bold claim, that is, because they're awesome as well. But, yeah, so I was impressed. Like, Katana looks stunning, but it's Mortal Kombat 1, okay? So I think someone else has asked the question about Mortal Kombat as well, so I don't want to go too much into it. But I was like, okay, it shows a few of the characters, reveals, no big surprises. Looks stunning, great, okay, Melina looks amazing as well, right? And then, boom, the violence kicks in. And I was like, no, you're talking. It's brutal. It's got, like, Katana's having her eyes pushed in. It's like, oh my God, that's going to be banned off YouTube. I've had stuff taken down on YouTube. Just fatalities. And it's nothing compared to that. And then I was like, wow. So hopefully that is going to be the gameplay that they're showing, you know. Or the gameplay is going to be as good as what they've shown on the trailer. So, and it's not that long away, is it? It's only September the 19th, sorry. So by the time, I know Street Fighter 6 will keep me going for years, for the rest of my life, you know. But it's like, that's going to be my summer. It was such a good time to be a fighting game fan as well. And we've got Tekken 8 coming out this year, but they haven't, I think this is going to be soon, and they're going to announce a date, you know, when it's coming out. But so what are my thoughts on it? I love it. I really, really love it, you know. And what's interesting as well about it, they confirmed this in game when I was in there. It's not coming out on Xbox One and PS4. No surprise when you look at the graphics. So it's coming out, I think, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch. Very interesting to see how the Switch runs it, you know. But yeah, we are in the next generation now. Sorry, I'm still trying to get rid of this sweet. Yeah, so that good question, Pazaman at 90. Question number 3, Retro Red Steve. This is a good question. What is your favourite video you have made since you started YouTube? I don't know if I've got a favourite actual video I've made, okay, but when I first read that question, I had a lot of fun making the Lady Dickhead and Top Twat Gaming Man one. I was going to do a follow-up on it, right, but like the video did really well, like thousands of views and stuff like that. But that's not why. I didn't make a video thinking, I'll make a video on this because it'll give me loads of views. I just wanted to make this video, and basically, Lady Dickhead, she was crying. She's taking the video down now, which shows she knew she was in the wrong. She's a fellow British YouTuber who just gives us all such a bad name. Where it was a copyright thing. I won't go into it too much. So she was crying, and the title was something like, I need your help. She had a bill of something like between £300 and £400, and for a copyright thing, basically. And she was demonising the guy, and what happened is, so she's in front of her games collection like me, and they're a married couple, Top Twat and Lady Dickhead, and he is more of a dickhead, I suppose, where he's always flaunting his wealth kind of thing, and he's got a hell of a games collection, but she's basically there crying in the video. I just couldn't believe this, right? In front of her games collection, and I was looking going, Master System games, Master System games. And then there was a part in it, she goes, I don't have any money. And there's loads of cut things in it, cuts and stuff. So it's like, why would you cry on YouTube? She even showed her kids. And that was it. I thought, right, you're showing your kids. I have to... I'm so happy I had a YouTube channel. Because to comment on it, I couldn't put down how frustrated she made me feel. Or I couldn't get my frustration across without making a video. Okay? It's not a very high production video, but basically, and I really enjoyed it, right? I paused the video, zoomed in on the background, where you could clearly see the games. So she needed to raise £400. I basically went on CEX and put down, like, I don't know, Sonic Chaos. Go on CEX, how much would they give you? And it was cash as well. She'd get much more if she went the eBay route. But with CEX, you can instantly go to any CEX, as long as it's in half decent condition, which theirs is, like mine, in good condition. She have cash, boom, boom, boom. So it didn't take me long, and I would do like a screenshot on my iPad, and it was like almost like a presentation. So I just put the camera on my iPad, and it was no practice. I literally just pressed record, and it was me saying, I was a bit sarky, like, we have to help her raise this money. I don't know how she's going to raise the money, kind of thing. And then I just had the, like, oh, right, so Sonic Chaos, and then boom, I'd have it like 20 minutes before I pressed record. I was doing my research. Right, that's £8. Like, Golden Axe, and a Golden Axe Warrior, that's over £100 game, that is. I don't know what they give you cash, say 60 quid. Boom, and we'd add it all up, and we'd raise like £500-600 like that. So she's crying, I don't have any money. And it's like, imagine doing a video with loads of money in the background. I don't have any money. And then basically asking people to come and pay for it. And I know when the big YouTuber ended up paying the bill, because some YouTubers think, they're so deluded, they think they should have everything for free, kind of thing. As when they actually had a bill, they didn't want to pay it, so they slandered this guy, and this guy later came up with receipts and just made them feel really bad. So I really enjoyed that video. I had a little bit of negative comment, mostly positive, but some people are accusing me of just making that video for the views and shit like that. No, I was just venting and recording and uploaded it, you know. That was the first one that came to mind. But another series I really enjoyed, okay, was Round the World with 80 Fighting Games. So that was, I played for 80 days in a row. I played a different fighting game every single day. Some videos would be like 30-40 minutes. Some I couldn't get past stage 3, for example, was like a 7-8 minute video. Yeah, I really enjoyed that series, so go check that out. That was really good as well. It's harder than you think, though, to play a different fighting game every single day. And I didn't want to do it like, I play all the Street Fighters the first week. So by the end of that week, I'd be pretty good at Street Fighter. I'd be really fresh. But I'd be playing like Mortal Kombat, then a BlazBlue game, then a Street Fighter game, then something, you know what I mean? I'd be playing all these different games all the time, different mechanics, and one, I was challenging, but I really enjoyed it, you know. I enjoy all pickups videos. It's part of my game hunting session now, where I go out, buy the games, and I'm like, I come back and I'm like, right, I'll do a YouTube video. I don't even think about it now, you know. So yeah, so I really enjoy them. And I enjoy the Ask Tony videos as well, which is what we're currently doing, because you guys ask the best questions. Yeah, but good question, Retro Red Steve. Right, oh, this is a good one. Now, question number 4, Retro Red Steve. If you could make a fighting game with 10 characters from TV shows, what characters would you pick? Wow, okay. It took me a while to come up with this, so I wrote it on a different page for some reason. Right, so I'll set the scene then, okay? So it would be the same mechanics as a Street Fighter game, okay? But the graphics wouldn't be like cartoony anime graphics. It would be more realistic, Injustice or Mortal Kombat kind of graphics, okay? So as realistic as they appear on the TV, okay? And I did struggle with this because I don't watch TV anymore. So a lot of these characters are either from my childhood or late teens to early 20s when I was living at home, you know, in Coronation Street or Emmerdale Farm, EastEnders and all that shit was on, you know. It would always be on. You know, we'd get home from swimming, we'd be having our food in the living room and that shit would always be on. And then once you finish food, you'd get out of there, you know. What I've done as well, I've got the name of the TV character and then how their fighting style, how they would play. Okay, so the first one would be Dot Cotton from EastEnders. Now hear me out, okay? She would have a similar gameplay, like she smokes a lot, doesn't she, Dot Cotton? I am thinking of the right one now. I think the actress has passed away. She was really old. She worked in the dry cleaners kind of place, you know, always smoking. So her gameplay would be mainly like Fang from Street Fighter 5 and Ibuki from Street Fighter Alpha, where she'd have projectiles, but she'd only have 5 of them, like Ibuki. No, she'd have like 5 ninja stars, or those little blade things that she'd throw. But they'd be cigarettes. So she'd like cigarette butts. She'd be lighting them, like smoking like that, and poof, throwing up smoke. But she'd only have, like, otherwise she'd just spam it. You know what I mean? So Dot Cotton with like Fang's mechanics and Ibuki's projectiles, if that makes sense. Staying with EastEnders, I have tried to mix it up. So I got 2 from EastEnders. Second one from EastEnders, Pat Butcher. Now she'd be a grappler. She would play basically like Zangief. And in my head, right, I wish I was good at art. I wish I could make this video game. In my head, I can just see it. But you know that spin Zangief does? Instead of having her arms out like Zangief, her earrings she always had massive earrings on, didn't she? They'd be knocking people out. Do you know what I mean? Or like as your power gauge fills up, her earrings will get bigger and bigger kind of thing. So when she does, like, say you get your gauge to level 3 maximum or whatever, she'd spin and they'd be like comically big earrings like they were in the show. Yeah, so Pat Butcher, Zangief. Kane Dingle from Emmerdale. He's the only person on Emmerdale Farm I used to like. He was like the bad guy, but he would play like a Ryu, or I suppose an evil Ryu. So everything he does, gameplay wise, but obviously in Kane Dingle. The other one would be another grappler, would be Zach Dingle. He's the older one, isn't he? He's the big guy. He's really big. He'd be like Zangief as well. So you've got to have 2 grapplers in fighting games, you know. But it'd be his sprite instead of Pat Butcher. It's mad, isn't it? It's a hell of a question. What else? Bailiff Bird from Judge Judy. To know, that's my dream job. If anyone asked me, right, I know we're going off topic, what would my dream job be? You know, everyone thinks astronaut or professional footballer, MotoGP rider. I gotta be honest, I would love to be Bailiff Bird or have his job in Judge Judy. Do you know what I mean? He was on a salary of $1 million a year as well, wasn't he? He was very well paid. And he basically had front row seats to one of the best TV shows. I love Judge Judy, okay? So it'd be Bailiff Bird from Judge Judy, but his gameplay would be like DJ from obviously Street Fighter, but more Street Fighter 2, early Street Fighter, you know. And there's just something, I thought the sprites would he'd be a perfect fit for that. Home and away now. Alf Stewart. Used to give me the creeps, he did, Alf. And he would be kind of like a boss character. or sub boss. So he would be, his playstyle would be like M Bison. I just picture it. I don't know, you could have like funny sayings and stuff like that. I know he always used to have that like funny hat on, the way I picture Alf anyway. He'd have that hat, or maybe he could do some kind of projectile with that, you know. Another home and away character would be she was scary, would be Morag. She would definitely be a boss character. I don't know what kind of gameplay with her though, like her stare, so I'm thinking she could have like laser beams coming out of her eyes or something like that. So she would be, I don't know, I'm looking at my Street Fighter 4 poster. I don't know what kind of gameplay. Maybe Rose, maybe, I don't know. But it'd be like home and away characters would be the final bosses, you know. So maybe Morag, then Alf Stewart. That's funny saying it out loud. Then I would have, I'm cheating a little bit now. Was it Charlene from Neighbours? Kylie Minogue? Is it Charlene? So she'd play like Cammy. I wonder how that would look. That's an easy one. I would have Scott from Neighbours. He'd play like Ken, I thought. A perfect match. And then I thought I'll have two characters, the Chuckle Brothers, right? Yin and Yang. I thought they could be like a tag team. So they're like the only tag characters. And then as they tag, they'd be to me, to you, as they keep tagging. You could just jump in and out, I thought. But the play style would be like Yin and Yang. Does that answer your question, Retro Red Steve? Really enjoyed that one. Question number 5. The Angry Moose. What's your favourite game soundtrack? Straight away I could answer that. It's Killer Instinct. There's the remix, the long remix, like a 6-minute remix. I think it's for the 2013 main theme. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called Killer Instinct Main Theme Remix. I've got it on my phone. I listen to it all the time. Okay, it's my housework song. I have said that before. I've got a couple of my other soundtracks. That's my favourite song. But if I'm going to listen to, say, what's that? King of Fighters 13. That game, King of Fighters 15. I got more soundtracks as well. But Samurai Showdown, that's a really relaxing soundtrack. The end credits when you finish the game, that song that plays is just beautiful. And it's sung in English as well. But I can listen to that every single song. You know, a really, really relaxing soundtrack. That is. Good question. The Angry Moose. How long have we been going for? Oh, flipping heck. The Angry Moose. So what's your favourite first-person shooter? Now, first two, I think, are definite, but the third one could change. So I've done a top 3. So I got number 3 is Resistance 2. But then, I don't know. Maybe Resistance. You've got the Call of Duty games are really good first-person shooters on the PS3 versions. I mean, what was the other one I was thinking of? Battlefield. They're a really good game. Battlefield 2, Bad Company. That's worth an honourable mention. But my second favourite is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Open world first-person shooter. Finished that game twice. I've done got all the DLC, season passes and everything. That's an outstanding game, that is. Ton of fun. But I gotta be honest, there's no question about my first favourite first-person shooter. It's the Halo series, but the first Halo. It is spectacular. Yeah, really enjoy Halo. I've played, I think in the last 3 years, I've played a Halo game every single year. And this year, I've done, this month, or the last 4 weeks, I've played Halo Reach, Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, and Halo 5. I've had a Halo marathon going on. But yeah, that is my favourite. As always will be Halo, I suppose. Question number 9 there. So it's 5. I don't know what I've done here. So next question, no matter what number it is, the Angry Moose. Have you ever thought about getting into PC gaming? I've written there, kind of. I would like to. I've owned a laptop, but I only ever use my laptop when I'm job hunting. So you got to update the CV. I had a nice Apple Mac. Can't remember what year I bought it. Years ago now, and put it in. Basically, I broke it accidentally, and it's something I don't know, but I like the thought of saving a fortune on emulation, okay? And I want to, more I get into, more videos I make, the more I'm learning and how to edit and stuff like that. I hope you can notice in, okay? It's like my part of my YouTube journey. But then I see things like, I'd like to do those videos where you do the tier lists. I'd like to do videos where, gameplay videos, rather than me just pointing my camera at the screen. I'd know, like people, they got like a little thing in the corner of them and then the gameplay. I'd like to have a professional setup one day. So obviously that involves a PC. And so I kind of, as of right now, I have no idea. They're not cheap, are they? You know, so if I don't want to buy something that's going to go out of date in the next couple of years. I want to buy a half decent PC if I ever do go that route, and buy something that's gonna last me 5-6 years plus, you know. And I'm not very computer literate. Yes, I used to work for Sony selling computers for Sony Vaio, so I was the laptop salesman, if you like. But they've come on a long way since then. That was 11 years ago. Wow, I'm old. So yes, I have thought about getting into it. And I know a lot of my fight sticks work, so they're PS4, 5 and PC compatible, so there won't be any trouble there, you know. But there is a big backlog of games over the years that are PC exclusives that I don't like. I that feeling I'm missing out, you know. So the answer is kind of. Yes, I've thought about it, but definitely not this year, you know. Definitely not this year. Maybe next year. I don't know. Something I need to look more into, you know. Right, next question. So I don't think I did have 13 questions then. For some reason, I've written question 5, 6, then I've gone to 9. I need to learn to count, don't I? Anyway, next question then is Pazaman90. His question was, put in order your favourite Street Fighter games to date, where you think Street Fighter 6 will rank in it. Amazing question. I'm going to do a video on it. I'm not going to answer it now. I thought about it last night. I've got a stack of games, like, bigger than that, of my Street Fighter. I'm going to do a video either in the week or next weekend answering that question. I love that question, okay? I'm going to do just the Street Fighter series, main series, and Alpha, I suppose. I'm not going to do, like, the crossover games, Street Fighter Versus games or anything like that, because that video will be too long. I'll probably do as well, like, one Street Fighter 4, one of the Street Fighter 2s, or like my favourite version of it. So I think there's 24, 25 main Street Fighter games so far, if you include all the different, like Street Fighter 3, all the alphas, and you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna do that video on that. All right, that deserves its own video. Okay. Next question, David Hodges. Before playing it, what do you think will be a main in Mortal Kombat 1? Now, and it says in brackets, granted there's little information, but it's fun. Yes, it is. It's very good fun. Okay, I could talk about fighting games all day, every day, in my sleep. I probably do. So yeah. Katana looks amazing. Again, we got little information. She's very good fun. I like her fatalities in the full series. She's easy on the eye, if you know what I mean. She's my she's a faster character. Another character, Scorpion. He's always good. He's like the Ryu of the franchise, isn't he? I've got Raiden as well. He looks badass. He looks much better in MK1 than he did in 11. I didn't like I didn't like where they were going with Raiden. I gotta be honest. But I gotta start here. Hopefully, I don't know what the hell the story is. So if it's like a time travel, they go back in time and it's Mortal Kombat 1, Goro. I really, really hope Goro is a playable character. Can you imagine how good he's going to look? Because he missed... Okay, technically he was in Mortal Kombat 11 as a rotting corpse on a throne in the background of one of the stages, you know? But there's no reason now why he can't come back and be bigger and better than ever, you know? So, hopefully Goro... I'm very excited to see if Goro's in. I've pre-ordered the game anyway. But, yeah, Goro. David Hodges. If Rossi could talk, what meal do you think he'd ask for? What do you mean if he could talk? He can talk. I've never heard him talking. I can't shut him up. He's always talking in the background. I have to tell him, quiet now. Dad's making a YouTube video. Yeah, I'm Dad, and he's my son, you know. I haven't got kids, so he's the closest thing I'll have to kids anyway. Okay, serious. Either whatever I'm eating, because he'll eat his food. He's always been a good dog for eating food as well. From, like, my mother's dog, he's 2 years older, nearly 2 years older than mine. He struggles to eat his meals all the time. He won't eat a full bowl. But Rossi, he'll eat. He used to get so excited, like doing 360s when he was a tiny pup. Oh, you should have seen him eating. And before I even met him, there was like a Facebook group of, I think it was a litter of 8 puppies. Yeah, 8, I think. And they said, or one of them will eat all their food. They got to keep an eye on him, and it was Rossi. So they knew he was going to be the bigger of the litter kind of thing. So he's always been very, very good with his food. But on his favourite meal, and I know that he gets excited now when I put dog biscuits and meat on there. Dog meat. Not dog meat. Dog tinned meat. I'm not feeding him dog. Sorry. Oh, my head sometimes. He gets excited, right? But on his birthday and on Max's, my mother's dog's birthday, I go to the shop and I like the butchers and I buy them a big steak each. And so I cook it medium rare. And I cut it and I basically cut it up for them. And when I put it down, you should see their eyes. Both of them are drooling, like, do you know what I mean? It's as if they know as well, because I've done it every single birthday. Like Rossi's 2, but he's obviously celebrated Max's birthdays as well, so he's had more than 2 birthdays, kind of. But when I'm putting it in, I make a fuss, so they wait in there and stuff like that. And they know, and none of it's for me. I cut it, even like the fat's all lovely and crispy. Oh, it is stunning. So they love it, but their eyes are massive when I'm lowering that bowl down for them, you know. So to answer your question, David, I'd say steak. Okay, next question and final question is from Ricky Jones. Shout out to Ricky Jones. He asked this question, I think about a month ago, but I hope I haven't missed any questions as well, guys. Apologies if I have. But yeah, he asked this and he commented on something else, okay? Oh yeah, this is a good question. What computer game characters would you like to see in a fighting game? I.e. Sonic vs Mario or Pac-Man in something like Soul Calibur, etc, etc. Okay, so I didn't want to do... Like, I know a lot of characters have already appeared in a fighting game or Smash Brothers, if you can class that as a fighting game, okay? So I've done 10 characters, alright? So it would be a 2D fighter. It wouldn't be Tekken, it'd be more again, like Street Fighter. If it was my game, it'd play like Street Fighter, okay? Maybe I'm cheating with the first two, alright? But I've got Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, he's been in a fighting game. I know they're comic book characters, and I know they've had their own fighting game franchise, you know. But yeah, Shredder, he doesn't get enough love. He would be an amazing final boss for any fighting game, you know. Like, they pulled off the Turtles in Injustice 2 perfectly, and I instantly thought, how good would Shredder be, you know? You can have different variations where he's got the claws coming out, Wolverine style claws, or he can have that spear that he had in from the movie. He'd be perfect to have in like Mortal Kombat 12, for example, you know, and have that skin of exactly as close as they can get to Mortal Kombat, the 90s Turtles live action movie, okay. And another one that would be good in a Mortal Kombat Injustice style game would be Casey Jones. He was the coolest movie character of all time, in my opinion, growing up. I couldn't get enough of him. His one-liners, you know, he's a sports fanatic, and he's using all these different instruments or sports rackets or whatever as weapons. Yeah, I think he'd be a really cool character to have in a fighting game. Then I would have Trevor from GTA 5. He would have like when he rages, so he'd be an okay character, but when he'd have like a rage meter, so the more damage he takes, his rage meter would go up, and he could like, screen could turn like red flashing or something, and it can have that sound effect when he rages from GTA 5. And he could just do like loads of damage or whatever, maybe pull out a bazooka or something as a special. Yeah, so I'd have Trevor from GTA 5. I'd have Jensen from Deus Ex. Oh my god, imagine him going up against Shredder, with Jensen with all his augments and stuff like that. The different skins you could have. He'd be perfect. I'm surprised they haven't done it. He'd be good in like a Tekken kind of game, I suppose. As a boss, I suppose, you'd have Big Daddy from Bioshock. I don't think he's been in a fighting game, or maybe he has. I might be in Smash Brothers. They're not for me, those games, you know. So yeah, I'd have Big Daddy. He could have really brutal if it was fatalities or something like that. Maybe I would then, say in Street Fighter, maybe I would go more of a Mortal Kombat kind of game. Yeah, I'd probably want NetherRealm, the makers of Mortal Kombat, to make this game, actually. So this wouldn't be... The TV one would be a Street Fighter game, but this would be like a Mortal Kombat Injustice style game, you know? Yeah, so a Big Daddy could have amazing finishes. He'd be slower, but he'd be really powerful, you know? He'd be more of the grappler, the one you wouldn't want to be... If you're playing as him, you try to get them in the corner so then they can't escape, kind of thing, you know? And you could do something with the little sisters. They can be like... almost like a tag-in character or something. There's definitely potential there. John Price of Call of Duty. He's the one with the funny moustache, isn't he? I was thinking Soap or him, but no, I'd think Price, he'd be a good one. You know, he can like have him roll his sleeves up and be like more of a traditional like street brawler kind of character, you know? Almost like he'd play like Rambo, in Mortal Kombat 11. And then you could have really violent finishes. He'd be, almost exactly the same as Rambo. Then Turok from Turok. He'd be a really good one. Again, I don't think he's been in a fighting game. You can have some kind of dinosaur reference. He'd have probably the best stage of the game, where he'd have all the dinosaurs in the background, kind of... Is it Street Fighter Cross Tekken? There's one with like T-Rex or something in the background. Doesn't make sense. But if there's a Turok stage, it would make sense, you know? Loads of cool finishes, really violent. All the guns he's had. He could pull out some of them. He'd be a good one. Duke from Duke Nukem. Another good one. He would probably play... When I thought of him, I thought of Guile. But then, obviously, if it's a Mortal Kombat game now, I've changed the rules. Maybe like a Johnny Cage, I suppose, kind of play style. Master Chief from Halo. Well, another good one. I'm not sure if he's been in... I'm sure he was in a fighting game, but my mind's gone blank at the moment. This video's been... Oh my god, 45 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, Master Chief. You could do something with... like special move, maybe like the Warthog could come flying through or something like that. You know, and then you could toy with the idea of him taking his helmet off, and almost it's like, okay, he takes his helmet off and have something go across the screen blocking it or something like that. And the final one would be BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein. So I got a lot of like the big, tough, muscle-bound characters in there, you know. Yeah, maybe he could play as, I don't know, like a Scorpion or something like that. Maybe again, he's got the projectiles. You could have all the guns and stuff like that. Yeah, so that is my 10 characters I would have from video games. It was hard because I did want to pick other fighting game characters, and I did my best to pick characters that I'm not aware are in other fighting games, you know. Yeah, I think that is it, guys. So thanks, guys. It wasn't quite 13 questions, but it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 questions. Still more than 10, you know. And I think I answered 10 of them because I'm going to answer Pazman 90s Street Fighter 1 in another video. Yeah, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're going to have a good week. This is being filmed on Monday. I plan to get it up today, my last day off. Back in work tomorrow. I've been ill all weekend, right? You watch, I'll be feeling great tomorrow now I'm back in work. I don't think my body likes rest. Did anyone else get that? Whenever they're on holiday, they're ill. It does my fucking head in. That's why I don't want to enter... Like, I want to enter like a 10k or a half marathon. There's no point because I'll be ill. It just does my head in, you know. Anyway, yeah, sorry, enough rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Hope I answered all your questions to your satisfaction, let's say. I do put a lot of thought into them, you know. Have a good week. Do my pointing. Sorry. Love you. Bye.